Alrighty, so I shipped most of my packages yesterday evening, but there was a few more that came in, so I figured I'm in here working, why not kind of bring you guys along. So let's jump into it. Alrighty, y'all, so welcome back to another video. And as I was saying in the intro, I shipped most of my packages yesterday evening, but there was probably about 10 or so that came in last night. So I figured I'm in here working, so let's document it and kind of bring you guys along for the journey. I hope you guys 2025 is off to a pretty good start. And all these clothes that you guys probably saw behind me are items that I need to put away because I'm going to list them after I'm done in the garage today. And I think it's probably about 20 items up here. And what I've been doing here lately is taking a lot of photos in the evening if my inventory is still there, just for the simple fact that it allows me to be at least 30 minutes to an hour ahead the next morning. So I'll put these away and then jump into some of the orders that I'm getting ready to ship out. Alright, so starting off with two shoe sales. These right here are a pair of Nike Air Max 90 Easy. Picked these up from the Goodwill bins when we were still in Oregon, no more than $2. And they sold for 20 plus shipping. I believe these are going back out to the West Coast somewhere in California. And second pair, these are a pair of Adidas Forum Low, I believe is the model. Picked these up from the Goodwill bins in Oregon as well. Probably no more than about $2. And these sold for $25.49 plus shipping. As I was saying, probably about 2 or 3 videos back, I'm looking to build out the garage. Not in a hurry to do it because a lot of the stuff is in bags, but the bags are labeled so I know exactly where the items are when they sell. So slowly but surely going to probably pick up some bins for now to start getting some of the items out of the bags, and then just kind of build it from there as I kind of get a feel of kind of how I want the garage to look. But again, I'm not in a hurry. My philosophy, like I said, is inch by inch, and we'll eventually get there. Alrighty, y'all, so this year I'm trying to be about 15 to 20% better than I was in 2024. Just kind of haven't looked back at the year as a whole yet, but I'm sure I'll do that here in the next 30 to 60 days as I get prepared for taxes. But really just trying to compete with myself. I know this time of the year you see everybody putting out lofty goals, and that's fine, but for me personally, I'm just focusing on year over year what I did in 2024 and just trying to get a little bit better. If you take like a big company like Walmart, I mean, increasing 15 to 20% would be monumental in most cases. So on the thrifting side, I'm focusing on, like right now, today I'm going to be listing 20 items because I'm at the end of a sourcing cycle. So that'll probably happen here and there, but I would like to list about 25 items per day. And the way I plan on doing that is to, when I go to the Goodwill bins 3 times per week in Nashville, my goal is to get 60 items per trip. And so my mindset is I'm not leaving until I find 60 decent items. So that may take some days 4 hours, other days it may take 6 or 7, but that's the mindset that I have really at the start of this year right here, and then heading into the tail end of it. And on the retail arbitrage side, I'm focused early on really just on the clearance stuff, because I know first of the year you see clearance at a lot of places like Ross and Burlington, and for that stuff that's not on clearance, especially the shoes, it almost has to be a home run for me to spend $40-50 on things, because last year I got myself in a little bit of trouble. I think I bought numerous pair of shoes for $50 and I still have them. So looking back at that, just looking to get a little bit more strategic on those fronts. And if I'm spending more than, let's say, $9, $10, $12 from the clearance stuff, it has to be something that I know for sure that it's going to be almost, like I said, a slam dunk, because I just want to be smarter in that aspect this year. Alright, so this is a Nike UCF t-shirt. If you watched the Goodwill bins video last week, picked this one up there for probably no more than 50 cents, and it sold almost immediately for $8 plus shipping. And this right here is a Marmot. I believe this is a half zip jacket with the hood or pullover. Anyway, picked this up from the Goodwill bins in Oregon, and this one was this is super light. I mean, like really lightweight. This is probably 50 cents. Ended up selling for 20 plus shipping. And this right here is a pair of Levi's, the classic boot cut. And man, I picked these up probably It's probably been 2 years. I have no idea why these took so long to sell. Maybe they were price tag. But anyway, these came from the bins way back in Oregon, like I said, like probably like 2 years ago. And they finally sold for $21.24 plus shipping, and probably no more than $2 on these right here as the buy cost. And lastly, picked up a pair of Levi 505s 3434. I want to say I found these here in Nashville. Yeah, I think I did. But anyway, probably no more than $2, and these sold for $12 plus shipping. My wife bought me this handy dandy space heater right here. I know you guys can't feel the temperature in here, but you can tell by the way I'm dressed with the beanie on, the jacket. It's really cold in here, and I'm super cold natured. So this right here does the trick when I'm standing over here taking photos, and I use it especially when I'm over at my package shipping station. Just kind of keep it by my feet, and man, instead of my hands and feet being frozen when I make it back inside, this right here allows me to at least be somewhat still kind of warm when I go back in. Alrighty, so I'm pretty big into personal development, and this year I'm going through Atomic Habits with my wife. I've read it probably towards the middle of last year, but if it's going to be a good book to read together as we were actually listening to it as we do our workouts in the morning. But anyway, it's a really good book to go through, and what I like the most about it is that the author kind of pinpoints the difference between just having an actual goal and process goals. And what I love about process goals is it gives you a roadmap on what you need to actually accomplish your goal, because you can set a goal to say, hey, I want to make $400,000 in sales, but what is the actual process to get there? And I think a lot of times that's the missing ingredient that people pinpoint when they're actually setting their goals. I look back to 2014. At that time, I was working in the mortgage industry, and my wife and I were looking to get out of debt. And so I had heard that you could deliver pizza and make some decent income on the side. So I jumped into doing that, and I ended up making, pretty decent money just on a part-time basis. And I bring that up because I met a guy at the time who was really big into personal development as well. And at that point, I was slowly but surely starting to get on his level. He was hardcore into it. But at the end of the night, we would be at the back. Deliveries were kind of slow as we getting ready to close up. And we would talk about how, like, what our goals were for the next year. And I remember we would say crazy stuff like, yeah, I want to make $400,000 next year. And kind of looking back on it at the time, I was thinking about leaving my job in the mortgage business, and I was delivering pizza. So how are we going to make $400,000 the next year? Doing what? So that's why I like Atomic Habits, because it gets to the ideal of what is the process. Because you can set those goals like I was in 2014, but there was literally no process to get there. So this is the Patagonia t-shirt right here. Picked this one up from the bins right here in Nashville, probably no more than 50 cents. And it sold for $11 plus shipping. And here's another Patagonia piece right here. I believe this one is a quarter zip better sweater. Picked this one up from the bins in Nashville, I think last week. So it sold right away for $35 plus shipping, and probably only costs $1.50, $2 tops. These right here are a pair of Lululemon leggings. Picked these up right here in Nashville, probably 50 cents. They're super light, and they sold in under a month for $15 plus shipping. And lastly, this is a Carhartt button up right here. Picked these up from the bins right here in Nashville. Men's 2XL, probably no more than $1.50, $2. And this one sold for $17 plus shipping. Alright, y'all, so I apologize if you've heard our kids throughout this video. They're in the dining room. My wife is doing some homeschooling, and the little ones are just sort of loud, so my apologies if that's kind of disrupted you a little bit. I've heard them a little bit, but hopefully it hasn't really impeded on your ability to watch the video. But anyway, I think this is where I'm gonna cut the video off at. My mailman will be here probably in the next hour and a half, so I need to get these items shipped so I can get them in the boxes so he can pick them up in the driveway. And I think I was talking probably about a month and a half ago when I was demonstrating how I was going to start doing package pickups, and You may think, man, you're killing the mailman, but we actually have built a pretty good relationship just over the last 2 months. We text back and forth now, my mailman and I, and believe it or not, him picking up my packages actually impacts his route in a great way, because he can actually make more income with the number of packages that he's picking up. So he's grateful for it, and also we take care of him. I mean, it's not something where we just work him to death. We actually show our appreciation for the work that he's doing. But anyway, you got to get the packages out so he can pick them up. So I appreciate you guys for tagging along with me. If you got anything out of the video, like it, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you guys right back here on the next video.
This might be all that I know. Think it's okay. I've got a long way to grow. At my own pace. Go the long way. No one taught me how to walk, but I figured it out fine.